Hi friends, good morning. So welcome to another video on EC2 Trades. Yeah, so hope everyone is doing good. So as communicated in the last video, I closed my trade. I booked some profits around 40 euro, even though the index didn't reach my level. I mean, I bought the German DAX 4424, 800, and even the index when it was about to reach my level, I sold and I was able to book some profits. So as communicated last time, I will show you what were the trades or what were the hedges that I took in call, and also what my index level was, and how did I even make profits even before the index reaching my level. So yeah, so let's jump into that. Yeah, so as you can see, this is my trade journal, which I'm using for each and every trades. So basically, this is an Excel sheet, as you can see, and this is where I am tracking my trades from day-to-day basis. So as you can see, I opened my trade on 8th of May. I bought a CFD, a DAX 40 German DAX 40 at the level of 24,884, expecting that the index would go up. And but unfortunately, there was so much of geopolitical issues going around, and the index dropped. But as I as I communicated in my initial videos, whenever I'm going along with an index, I also want some insurance or some protection if the trade is going against me. So that is the whole logic of combining a long with a option strategy. So on the same day, on 8th of May, if you can see here clearly, I bought a 24,800 put, and I also sold a 24,950 of call. So this is how you combine the trades. So on the day one, when you are buying an index, okay, if everything goes well and good, the index is going in favor of you and making some money. But in case if the index is correcting and dropping, then you can just wait for the index to be back at that level, right? So to avoid that, or to get an early exit on the trade by booking some profits, the strategy which I am using is always buying a put and also selling some call, so that the levels depends on how comfort you are, or what are the next resistance and support levels. So that is something, uh, perspective, I mean, individual perspective, that is what I would say. But my trade, as you can see, on 8th of May, I bought a long put. If the index drops, then I will make some money from put, and also sold some calls. Why I'm selling a call of 24,950 is, if the index remains at that level, only because of the theta decay, I would be getting some premium, because the 168 you see would be decayed, and I will make an amount of 33 euro, which will be in favor of me. So the first, on 8th of May, the index dropped. I was my long of on DAX was making huge losses, but I was okay, because I already booked on on the day one itself. I booked a profit of 96 euro. My loss on the DAX at that time would be around 120 euro. So net would be, I'm still only with a loss of 30 to 40 euro. So imagine if someone is not having that options, then they would be sitting on a loss of 110 euro around, only for the long position. So that is the one best strategy which I would recommend. And yeah, so then I booked on 8th of May, and then on 11th, 12th, 13th. I mean, all these days when the index was in loss, I was still booking some profits by selling some calls. So if you can see, all the shorts calls that you see here is because I was selling calls continuously, and I was selling calls in the level of where I brought my index, so that once if the index is rebounding, the sold calls shouldn't give me any losses on that. So that was my strategy. So if you see here, everywhere the calls are always at 24,800, 24,750. So that was my level of where I bought the index. And the total sold options, and I also made some loss because I bought some puts, and they gave me, I mean, they expired with zero value. I mean, because the index didn't reach that level. So that is obvious. I mean, that is what I mean. This 43 euro which you see here is uh, what I explained as a loss which I made. I mean, that was a bit aggressive uh, put that I bought, and I made losses on that. But I'll make a note of it, and I will adjust my future trades accordingly. But to keep it short, so these are all, the green are all the profits that I booked by selling calls, and also the losses by buying puts. But net, what happened, I made a profit of 86 euro only by selling and buying put. So this 86, 85 euro which I had helped me. So then what happened, when the index is rebounding, I already have some profits by selling options. So for me, I don't want to wait until this 24,885 to see profits, because I can exit anytime. So if I need this cash for to buy something else, or if I want to enter into another trade of gold or commodities, then I don't want to wait until the index is back to my level. So that is the whole good positive note on this, on combining long positions with option selling. And as you can see, if you sum up everything, so I sold the index when it was 24,885. I would have waited and made some profits even in the long index, but that is okay. I mean, making 40 euro with a capital of just 600 euro within how many days? 8 to 20 of 12 days is actually a nice percentage of risk reward ratio, because 40 euro for 600 euro in 12 days is very good. I mean, I would tell, I don't want to be so greedy and wait for to make to double the money. So that is the whole point. I mean, you need to always work on your percentage of investment and the days, and then you need to book profits. Even though you might miss a very good opportunity, but still, this is how you need to follow your discipline. So this is what the trading ledger for me. So these are all the options that I made, sold and made a profit. And finally, when the index was back to my level, I was easily able to, my profit is already 42 around, and then I exited the trade. So this is the ledger. I would recommend everyone who's trading should have a ledger of their own, and this will also help you to optimize more in future when you are again taking similar trades. Because the 43 euro that you see here is completely an aggressive move which I made, and that is completely wrong. If I would have um, I mean, if I would have calculated much better, and if I didn't buy this long put of 24,000, my profit would have been 80 euro around. But that's okay. I mean, that's how you learn from mistakes. So this is the trading ledger, and now I will show you the current trade which I hold, where I already started, because that is for next week, and I can explain. I mean, I'll show you what is the logic on that trade. Yeah. So friends, so this is the new trade which I already entered into today, and there's already some small profits which is running. So as always, I have bought a long at 24,731. That is the current level which I bought, which I went long for the 40, the DAX 40, and I also have hedge positions in options. Even, I mean, as I explained, if the index is falling, or the index is dropping, then the options would give me some kind of protection, or a buffer, and I would be able to make some profits by selling or buying these options. Okay, friends. So I just brought both the positions to a spreadsheet. I mean, just took some snapshot from my position so that it's easy for me to make you guys understand on what is happening with my trades. So as you can see, the first one is the CFD positions, or the long which I bought. And as I showed you earlier, I bought it for 24,731, and currently it's 24,735. So I have I mean, like a small profit on that. And to hedge this position, I have two option positions with me. The one is expiring today with 24,800 call, and the next is expiring on Monday, and that's a put with 24,650. So my logic on this whole combination of trade is today, as I mentioned here, if the index is staying at 24,700, I mean today, if the index doesn't move much, and if it is staying around 25,730, 740, I will make a profit of around 10 euro by selling this call. I mean, because if the index doesn't move anywhere, I will still make a profit of 10 euro. Yeah, it's a very small amount, but still you can consider it as a yeah, a day trading profit. Consider it as an intraday. So how much is the capital that I deployed? I deployed around 100 euro for buying all these positions, and if I make 10 euro with the intraday, still it is 10% of my capital, right? It's when you talk about on a percentage basis, it's an amazing return that we get. So that is one logic. And the second option, if the index drops, what happens is, still I keep this 10 euro, my index, my long CFD or the index would be in loss, but then my put will start giving me profits. And then on Monday I will again sell one more call, and then I'll break even with the current index level. So then ideally what happens is, if the index moves a bit, I mean, even if it drops to 24,600 or 650, and if it is rebound with only a 50 or 60 points of rebounding, still I'll be on profits, and I'll be exiting the trade. So this is the one good point of deploying the strategy. I will not. I mean, it's you. I mean, everyone who sees this video shouldn't go and start buying options, or buying CFDs, but just follow this channel and see how I'm progressing with these strategies, and then you can also start some demo account in IG and then see whether the logic works for you. So that is what, as I told in my first video, that is what I want to do. Um, I want to showcase all the trades that I am deploying, and what are the adjustments that I'm doing, and what are the current levels of my profits. So this is the one whole information or part which was missing in so much of videos, because they deploy trades, they show some loss of profits, and then you cannot follow that trade on a day-to-day basis. That is what I wanted to be very open and genuine, and to show you friends out how I'm managing the trades. So yeah, so that's all for this video. Yeah, so then see you in the next video, and I will also show you a free tool where you can also uh, input your values and then see what is the payoff graphs. So that is completely a web-based free tool that is also available. So I'll show you in the next video, and I'll also show you what is the update on the current trades which is happening. So mostly to be on next Tuesday. So then thanks everyone for watching. If you like the content, please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.